You open your eyes. There's no sound in the house. You step outside. The street is empty. You call someone on the phone. It keeps ringing. No one picks up. Now the whole city is like this, then the whole country, then the entire earth. Every human being suddenly gone. Only you remain, completely alone. Now think about this. It has already happened before. Not to one person, but to entire human species. The real question isn't why the other species went extinct. The real question is, how did we survive and why didn't they? Just 40,000 years ago, this earth was not the same as the one we see today. The air was just as cold, the mountains stood just as tall, but one thing was completely different. We were not alone. In this very world, under this same sky, there were at least 4 or 5 other human species, living alongside us. They breathed, they hunted, they lived with their families. And the most surprising part? They were not animals, they were human. Just like us. Now imagine, just for a moment, you are standing in a frozen landscape. In the distance, a fire burns. A group of people sit around it, but they are not you. Their faces are different, their bodies a little stronger, yet in their eyes, the same fear, the same hope. These are the humans who once ruled this earth, but today, not a single one of them remains. Not their voices, not their homes, not their world. So the question is, where did they all go? And an even bigger question, why are we the only ones left? The story begins by understanding those humans who once lived beside us. To understand this story, we first need to know who they were, the ones who once walked this earth beside us. First, Homo sapiens, that is, us, the ones who now live in cities, build technology, and consider themselves the most intelligent species on Earth. But we were not alone. In the cold regions of Europe and Asia, there lived another kind of human, the Neanderthals. They were stronger than us, their bodies were heavier, and they were masters of surviving in harsh climates. Then there were a mysterious group, the Denisovans. We have never truly seen them, because most of what we know about them comes from tiny fragments of bones and traces of DNA, yet they existed, and they were human too. Even earlier than them, there was a species that explored the world like no other, Homo Erectus. They were among the first to leave Africa, spreading across different parts of the earth. They learned to use fire, and perhaps that was the moment that laid the foundation of human progress. And then, the most surprising of all, small-bodied humans, Homo Floresiensis, often called the hobbit humans. They were no taller than a child, yet they hunted, used tool, and built a world of their own. They were all different, but one thing connected them all. They were human, not beasts, not animals, but thinking, feeling, living humans, just like us. So then, out of all these human species, why did time choose only us? Were we truly the best, or is there something deeper to this story? Now the real answer begins. The moment where history quietly changed its direction. The earth was the same, the humans were the same, but one thing was running out: resources. Food was limited, prey was becoming scarce, and even space to live was no longer enough for everyone. This was not just a fight to survive, it was a silent competition. Each species was trying to protect its place, to carry its kind into the future. But in this struggle, a difference slowly began to appear. We, Homo sapiens, did not fight alone. We formed groups, we made plans together, we hunted as a team, and most importantly, we communicated. Our language was not just sound, and it was power. We told stories, we planned for the future, we warned each other about danger, and that is what began to set us apart. When resources become scarce, survival is not just about strength, but intelligence and cooperation. Neanderthals were stronger, but we communicated better. Denisovans existed, but we could gather in larger organized groups. We didn't just hunt, we thought about when and how to hunt. We didn't just try to survive, we planned ahead. But was intelligence alone enough? If it was, then why did the others disappear completely? Or maybe they didn't disappear at all. What we think disappeared may not be the full truth. Think about it. If they had truly vanished completely, then why do traces of them still exist within us? Science reveals a surprising reality. Neanderthals did not fully disappear. They became part of us. Even today, many people in Europe and Asia carry about 1 to 2% Neanderthal DNA, which means they didn't vanish, they became us. This was not just a story of survival, it was also a story of connection, different humans coming together, and over time becoming something new. But not every species was that fortunate. The climate of the Earth was changing rapidly. Ice ages came and went. Temperatures dropped, forests disappeared, and not every species could adapt. Nature tested them, and not everyone passed. Some fell behind, some slowly faded away, and some were lost to history forever. And then there is another possibility, one that scientists still debate. Was it only competition, or did it sometimes turn into conflict? Some researchers suggest that Homo sapiens and other human species may have clashed. The evidence is not complete, but the signs are there. Sometimes the struggle to survive does not stay silent, it turns violent. So did we simply survive better, or did we replace the others? And if all of this is true, then what is the real reason? Why are we the only ones left? So in the end, the same question remains. Why did we survive? Were we the strongest? No. Were we the most dangerous hunters? No. The truth is far simpler and far deeper. We were the most adaptable. We communicated better. We built stronger social groups. We adjusted to changing conditions. And above all, we learned. When the environment changed, we changed with it. When danger appeared, we changed our strategy. When resources became scarce, we invented new ways to survive. Fire, tools, planning, these were not just inventions, they were our survival tools. We were not the strongest, we were the most adaptable. And that is what set us apart from all the others. But the story doesn't end here, because the truth is that we are not alone in ourselves. We carry pieces of all those who once walked this earth. Neanderthals, Denisovans, and the others who were lost in time. Their story still lives within us. Today we are the last human species, but we are not a single story. We are a collection of many, and maybe that is the real secret of survival. Not just strength, not just intelligence, but the ability to change, to learn, and to live together. Because history has already shown us one truth: those who cannot change do not survive.